Okay, so what if I told you that one of the weirdest things you do is also one of the smartest? We're talking about that conversation you have with yourself. You know the one. It's often seen as a little strange, but it turns out it's actually one of the most powerful tools your brain has.
Oh, you know the feeling, right? You're walking down the street, maybe muttering through your to-do list, trying to solve some problem out loud, and then you look up and see someone giving you that look. Yep, we've all been there. That little moment of embarrassment, it's a totally universal experience. But here's the thing, this habit isn't just common. It's a sign that something pretty incredible is happening inside your mind. So I think it's time we take another look at this whole thing.
Yup, you heard that right. Far from being some weird quirk, talking to yourself is your brain's secret weapon. It's actually a sophisticated, high-level tool that our minds use for all sorts of amazing things.
I absolutely love this way of putting it. It's not a glitch in your system, it's a built-in feature. It's designed to help you process information, solve problems, and even regulate your emotions way more effectively. Just think of it as your brain running its own powerful software, out loud. And this is where it gets really interesting. Research has actually shown that some of the most creative and intelligent people in history, we're talking scientists, artists, you name it, they were all prolific self-talkers. It's a way to organize complex thoughts and really make learning stick. So no, it's not weird, it's smart. So let's look at what it's actually doing for you. Think about it. When you're trying to remember a shopping list, what do? You probably say it out loud. Well, that's because verbalizing it fires up more areas of your brain, which helps lock in those memories. And it's not just for memory. It's your own personal motivator for taking that first step on a big project. And it's the key to calming yourself down when you feel overwhelmed just by talking through it. So, we've established that self-talk is basically a superpower. But, like any power, it really matters how you use it. And that brings us to a super important question. Is the voice in your head helping you, or is it hurting you? So, inside each of us, there's this constant dialogue going on between two very distinct voices. You've got the inner critic, that nagging voice of doubt, and then you have the inner coach, your own personal cheerleader. That inner critic, by the way, that's an ancient survival mechanism, which is great for spotting predators, but not so great for a job interview. Understanding the difference is everything. Just look at how clear the difference is here. The critic is paralyzing. It's all about, I can't and I'm going to fail. But the coach turns roadblocks into paths forward. It asks, what's the first step? I know in my own life, it is so easy to let that critic take over, but when I can consciously shift to that inner coach, man, it makes all the difference. And this chart, wow, it just perfectly illustrates the problem. For so many of us, that inner critic is running the show most of the time. That 65% represents a huge amount of our mental energy just getting wasted on self-doubt and anxiety, which of course tanks our performance. The goal isn't to silence the critic completely, but to turn up the volume on the coach. So, here's the most crucial point of all. You are not just a passive audience to this inner debate. You are the director. You have the ability to step in, change the script, and decide which voice gets the microphone. And that's where your power really lies. Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we fire the critic and hire the coach? Well, it comes down to a really simple but incredibly powerful psychological technique you can start using today. Here it is, the three-step plan. Let's say you're about to give a presentation and your inner critic pipes up with, you're going to mess this up. First, just acknowledge the thought. Don't fight it, just notice it. Second, challenge it. Ask yourself, is it really 100% true that I'm going to mess up? Have I messed up every single time before? Probably not. And finally, you reframe it. I'm feeling nervous, sure, but I've prepared for this and I'm going to do my best. This whole process has a name. It's called cognitive reframing. It's a cornerstone of modern psychology, and honestly, it's like changing the lens on a camera. The scene, the presentation, is the same, but by changing the lens, you completely change how you see it, and more importantly, how you feel about it. So let's bring it all home. The next time you catch yourself muttering out loud, don't shrink back in embarrassment. Lean into it. Recognize it as your brain in action. And most importantly, be intentional about what you say. Make sure you're being the coach, not the critic. Ultimately, that voice in your head is telling the story of your life as it happens. It's the narrator. So the final question is, who do you want writing that script? A harsh critic focused on every single flaw, or a supportive coach cheering you on toward the next chapter? The choice, as we've seen, is yours.